I just pulled up an article from the Scientific American. Here's the headline. Here's the headline. It says, Modern mathematics confronts its white patriarchal past. Mathematicians want to think their field is a mediocrity, but bias, harassment, and exclusion persist. So what you're beginning to see, and there's several other articles that state, math is racist. Almost like a redefining of, 2 plus 2 does not equal 4. I don't know. When you see articles like that, and you've seen a lot of those, like what comes to mind? Because it's definitely, you do kind of elaborate on this in your book.
Yeah. I mean, it's the exact same thing at Columbia. They say, oh, SAT is racist
Yeah.
because, Asian kids do so well on it and Latinos and other kids are not. So they
Yeah.
say, exam is racist. I mean,
Hmm.
they say drinking milk is racist. Eating meat is racist. I mean, literally, at that point, it's a destruction of any kind of truth
Hmm.
and common sense. And it's that the fabric of the communist society is always that they have to attack the truth. The
Hmm.
people don't understand the truth. And because truth works, right? But if all lies, they don't work.
Yeah.
So the West, what shocks to me is that North Koreans don't have internet. They cannot Google things and understand the truth. But in America, with this many books, with this much like internet access and knowledge access,
Hmm.
people still be able to get brainwashed to this degree. I think that's what's shocking to me.
Yeah.
That, like people are still capable of being brainwashed to this degree with all that resources available to them.
Yeah.
And why the importance of education and importance of what school that our children going to, because
Hmm.
it all begins from their classrooms and from their teachers. And I'm a mother myself now, and every day I'm so sorry that the first time I'm talking about this, like my son is like 4 when he was last, I mean now 5, even
Hmm.
4, one day comes on and I asked him like, hey, like now we play toys, can you clean up your toys? And he was saying, oh, that hurts my feelings, mommy.
Mm.
And I'm like, how on earth did somebody
Yeah.
tell you what like hurting your feelings? And of course I did not like it's his teachers doing that. Right?
Yeah.
Like nobody in our family ever saying that it hurts my feelings. Ever.
Yeah.
It's not a thing for North Korea to even talk about.
Yeah.
So I was thinking, oh my God, like already at 4, the brainwashing began.
Yeah. Is
So
it?
isn't mhm.
Yeah. Isn't it amazing? I mean, you're a mother and you have a son who's 4 years old. I mean, does it baffle you just how, and Andrew, you've got 4 children. Does it ever just baffle you sometimes just how perceptive children are of the world and how much they
Yeah.
take in around them? Like, what's it like viewing this through, like, now you growing up in Korea, but now just through the eyes of a mother? Bring us into that if you could.
Yeah, I think it's children are so impressionable and they are very imaginative. Like children believe in, I mean, Santa Claus. They believe in magic, right?
Mm-hmm.
They believe
Yeah.
in Spider-Man. My son thinks that Spider-Man is neighborhood is their best friend. Like so imaginative. So of course they're gonna imagine so all sorts of stuff, and I'm not gonna validate all this like
Mm-hmm.
imagination, right?
Yeah.
And like it's a one day my son was like asking, oh, can I be a girl? And I asked him like, do you think I can be your dad? He's like, no. Okay, I don't think you can be a girl. And that was the end of conversation. He never asked me, can I be a girl?
Yeah.
Right? And it's just like telling them a common sense a lot of times works.
Mm-hmm.
And I think in North Korea, like parents, of course, like we all get brainwashed, but in some sense, still like, the biology, still like men and women is a true thing, is an
Right.
actual thing there, and we still care about some sense of facts over feelings. Like in
Mm-hmm.
America now,
Yes.
everything is about how you feel,
Right.
right? How you feel that like, that's your truth. Like at Columbia, everybody, this is
Mm-hmm.
my truth. This is my lived experience. Therefore, this must be like overriding the facts.
Yeah.
And
Maybe.
this is
Oh yeah. I'm sorry. Go ahead and elaborate on that. But I was just going to ask you real quickly. Did you have a thought? Did you want to finish? I'm sorry.
oh no, I was saying that. like even North Korea didn't go this far.
Yeah.
I think that's what I said. Even North Korea is not that this
Hmm.
crazy. I don't think they believe in there's 10 different thousand genders, right?
Right.
So in some sense, the West kind of expanded
Oh yeah.
in a way. Yeah.
Like it's just interesting because like I think this whole idea, for example, of just the gender confusion and the pronouns, this was not even existent 5 years ago. The very
Yeah.
first time I even heard of this was when Jordan Peterson came to prominence, when I saw the video, I think it was of someone else filming him when he was
Mm.
just a professor at whatever university it was up in Canada, where
Yeah.
this conversation, and I was still not even understanding what they were wanting. And now this is everywhere, where people now in Fortune 500 companies might, if they don't identify somebody by this certain, Zer or pronouns, like you could lose your job. And this has happened in such a short amount of time.
Yeah.
It's really mind baffling to me.
Yeah. That's the thing, how fast a society can collapse.
Hmm.
It's hard to build things, takes time to build things.
Yeah.
Destroying it, it's very quick.
Yes. I'm sure you
And
know
it's
that
Wow.
just,
being having a son.
yeah.
So where do you think this or when do you think this began in the United States, right? The communist infiltration. Because if I'm thinking about like Marxist communism, I'm thinking about the proletariat and the bourgeoisie, right? Like the proletariat wanting to overthrow the bourgeoisie. They gain class consciousness to then overthrow the working class, overthrowing the elite. There's always a strategy, right? Like
Mm,
in North Korea, it was like Juche was like the
yeah.
type of strategy that was unleashed on the people and then create that class system. Like, how does this begin in the United States? And what is the strategy that is being used in order for these people, let's say, woke people, for example, to gain this class consciousness to then want to overthrow the existing social structure, the political structure that we have?
In the US, to me, is a bit unique is that the people who believe in this like gender, like 10,000 different like genders or this stuff are the people actually privileged people. They are usually college graduated white labor people. I'm sorry to say that I don't think I ever meet someone from like Vietnam refugee and Cuban refugee come here have even time to think about those things. They are learning English for the first time. They're trying to make things work in this new country. So it's a luxury belief you can afford when your life is very good.
Hmm.
And they use this to almost control the majority of people. I don't think it's a actually suffering, workers are rising up to overthrow the, capitalists. It's like that.
Yeah.
It's in America, they are borrowing this like we are oppressed. Of course they are not oppressed. I mean my friends at Columbia, I mean, wearing this like $100 yoga pants on their green juice detox, they are not oppressed. But they are
Hmm.
using those slogans to gain more control in the society. And I think gain more power. I mean, whenever you say these slogans, right, your status goes up, you're more popular, and more people kind of follow you and respect you, and you get a better job. And all these companies now have diversity hiring, right? They have to have a quota, like North Korea. It's like they have the quota of like we need to hire this many people for this role who are gay or transgender, women of color, blah 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 blah. So it's a it's almost like a tool they are using for their personal gains.
Yeah.
And and they are already established class in America. And that's what's shocking to me. The people
Hmm.
who complain they're oppressed and America is horrible, the people who are precisely being benefited by this current system, like AOC, like Bernie Sanders, right?
Yeah.
They are rich, they are famous, they are popular, and they're all day long telling how America is oppressive to them. And then the actually people who come from oppressed world, they are grateful for America. They want to die for this nation, and they are so. Yeah, I think that's what people don't understand in general.